Hello and welcome. It is the 28th day of December 2018. And given that most of my videos are long, I want to do this quick. And I've done a Litecoin video relatively recent ago. I'm going to try to make this go as quick as possible. But I want to talk about fundamentals amongst human speech and action. This neckline in here is a level of resistance from the November highs. It is the level of resistance from Christmas Eve. Price action after that high went down from around 36 down to 20, lower than 28, finding a level of support at the 18 average of lows. It's the rising one. Reversal of trend, band one flat, or band flatten out December 16th. 24th, established resistance. Come back to support. It did it the next day, and it's leaving it. It looks like it's looking to do so right now. Breaking above this level, the human speech is going to be that of the inverted head and shoulders pattern. A lot of people are going to see it. It's going to be talked a lot by a lot of people, and oftentimes those things can just become the self-fulfilling prophecies, because I'll talk about things that traders just don't talk about, like the 18 average band or exponential Fibonacci. Let alone Fibonacci in itself is still relatively rare. But the patterns like the double bottoms and the head and shoulders and such are pretty much the most common ones. This is the first thing I learned pretty much as far as like any type of pattern was the head and shoulders. So it's like the first thing you learn when you go into learning chart studies and stuff like that. So therefore, we look at this on the 4-hour term. Here we are just having several periods up in a row. This one here happening at the 10 o'clock hour. Bitcoin, of course, rising as well. It's stabilizing its move ever since that gain. 15-minute time frame. I mean, these moves just happen really, really fast. And now back to maybe some more definitely some longer term time frames. And I guess I can put maybe the tether one in to show this better, which I'll do now. And now we can go back and well, there's what we got for the long term. Point A low, point B high, down to this level in here. When will the bottom come? That's a question mark, whether the bottom is in or not. I'm saying that I think the bottom is near, which means it has either been set or the next leg lower is probably going to be where it comes into place. Still got to get above these declining averages and such, but I mean, it had to do a lot in here just to get her the. Well, I mean, this was just neutral as anything, and then when it was ready to go, it went. And that's what these cryptos do when they're ready to go. So is it ready? I don't know. For it had a shot during this April Fool's rally. This case, it went from 111 up to 182. And now we're up to 32 from, of course, this low. On the cross against Bitcoin, ever since the April Fool rally high in here, we have seen this sideways movement. So there's stage one, band flattening out. The last couple sessions have been enough, in my view, to say that that's the case, but it's got to do more in order to break out. When we look at this on the daily term time frame, we got the similar type of inverted head and shoulders pattern in place. For which left shoulder do you want to count? You have this little move in here, but throwing that part aside, this left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder, regardless of how you want to look at it. This is this major level of resistance needed for it to be broken. So the down move has gone, you can see that sideways movement. And I like, just like against the US dollar cross as well, how it's managed to come back to this band and looking to leave it. So to me, it just seems that it's more likely at this time than previous days to have a significant break above. And if you see this thing go up to like 0.009 or the very high 0.08889, that is, then that's going to be well above this resistance level. It's most likely going to be crushing against the US dollar, because I don't see this going up with Bitcoin going down. So either Bitcoin has to really go up or just do much of nothing or go sideways, and that thus Litecoin up against the dollar within that level. Looking at this on a short-term time frame, this is like a double bottom formation. For you have a point A high, you make a low, and in this case it's a higher low, and then you go back to or near the previous high. It technically had it went above that level, but in my book that's a matching high. And then then the double bottom has to come back to its general area. Technically it was lower, but it was a matching low. And now this high is yet another matching high, technically lower, but close enough. This move has had 4 consecutive green candles, and this one halfway through the 4-hour time frame, because there's 2 hours remaining, is a down one, but really a pause candle, just a sideways consolidation. Single hour term time frame, we can see that the move has been going on since midnight, basically, as it has just continuously had a nice move, first up to 6 o'clock, and then nice correction, again up for its second leg lower, higher, and it's having its second lower correction. And on the 15-minute chart, we'll just finish it off in here. We can see more of these sideways movements that it's had. Support is established like it was in here. It wasn't established for too much. And it kind of had a miniature failed break, but it just had the sideways move from 6:45 to like 9:45. So 3 hours to pause its move, then it got going. Now it's been since the top 1,400 hours. I'm doing this at 1,700 hours. So that's 3 hours since the event, and the market's still digesting the move. And if there's ever any of these moves going down lower, I mean, you got the 18 that's majorly rising. You got the 4-hour here that's, you can say, is it in need of a break lower? No, but it could easily have it. And any type of higher lows from this point, especially if you come back to these key resistance points like the 805 handle, then that's going to meet up with the 18. That's going to, if it bottoms there, you're going to have that higher low. And that would just be a stronger setup if something like that were to exist. Where, say, something goes like this and then back higher again, where this would meet up with the 18 and then leave it later. See, I can't tell exactly which harmony move it would draw towards, but it does look as if this it's ready for a decent leg higher. And finally, against Ethereum, at least for Litecoin, I'll do a quick look at Ethereum as well. It's actually going down today. You know, single hour time frame, going from the 251 handle down to 238. 4-hour, it's been going down for several days on the daily chart, having this high in here, and just decent volatility. Overall, the movement's 32 to 23. Still, compared to Forex markets, much better. And just continuing to stay choppy up and down, because this is just a matter of division. The Ethereum price and the Litecoin price divided by each other. So therefore, looking at Ethereum today, it too is also showing nice breakout status as well, because it topped on Christmas Eve after a fantastic rally, going from the 250 handle up to about the 375. It's pulled back to 315 up to 346 now against that of Bitcoin, but it too has had a very good rally today. It's just done a little bit better than Ethereum. And when we look at just stuff on here, 4-hour chart, just a nice little correctionary move this way, and the possibility for this to establish a level of resistance on the weekly chart. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.